here at the Prospect Lot, yet again on a beautiful Friday, here with our good friend, Scott. Hi,
Hello.
Scott. How you doing?
Good, good.
And tell us what your title is, Scott.
I'm Visual Effects Supervisor. I work at a company called Stargate Studios, and I handle all the visual effects for Grey's Anatomy.
Yes, you do. And how long have you been doing that for us?
I came on in season 3, so I've been here for 10 years.
Get away! Has it really been that long?
It has. 10 years this year is it is. Came on the Big Ferry Boat episode.
I was gonna say, do you remember what your obviously you remember what your first thing is, and none of us can forget the ferry boat. That was classic.
It was a good time. Two-parter, 425 shots. That's when I first met you. I first met Rob, and everybody from there.
And we had ginormous green screens. Do you remember the dimensions of the green screens?
Yeah, we were at Santa Anita Racetrack. We had 200 feet both ways, like this way and this way, and then 200 feet by 40-foot high green screens on either side. And then we shot right in the middle of that, and then on one side was a ferry boat, and the other side was downtown Seattle, and we put that together, all 425 shots in about 3 weeks. So it was quite a challenge.
So basically we just flung you right into the fire when we started with you.
Yeah.
But it came out looking good. I remember, you know, first of all, seeing the green screen was impressive too. I'd never seen a green screen that big. And then looking at it going, how is this ever going to not look like a parking lot and instead look like a waterfront? And it did. So kudos to you guys. That was awesome.
That was fun because that was the one that you guys have not done visual effects at all. I think you had done a handful of shots, and on that one, 425, and we did get nominated for an Emmy for that, so I'm just going to throw that in. So we lost.
So okay, wait. Emmy-nominated visual effects supervisor, Scott Ramsey.
We lost to Battlestar Galactica, though, but can't beat out space shows.
That's true. See, and that's always, you know, the discussion that you and I have all the time regarding special effects. It's, I'm not going to say easy, but it's easy to make spaceships or things that don't actually exist in reality, because you can do whatever you want to with them. But the type of stuff I've always admired that you guys do is the mundane things, the normal things, the things that people looking at it, even if they don't know why it's off, if it's wrong, it's wrong. They can just, because it's part of their physical world, and that to me is much more difficult than crashing a spaceship, basically, what you all do. So,
correct.
Just saying. So, so give us a little bit of background. How did you get to this sort of place?
I started in '92. I just graduated from college, and I got I was a page at Paramount Studios. Worked there for about 6 months, seating audience members and giving tours. And then from there, I got on a TV show called Viper. And then after that show got canceled, I hooked up with the visual effects team from that TV show and worked with them for about 6 years and learned everything about that. And then went on my own, did freelance and did a bunch of features and did stuff like that. And then ended up at basically on Grey's Anatomy and handling
So wait,
that.
hold on a minute. So you were still a rookie when you came on?
No.
I've
been doing it for 21 years. So when I came to you guys, you're 11. So it's probably still green in this business. So yeah.
Oh my God! Wow. Actually, we just had a question from someone saying, "Do you have a favorite episode? Do you have a favorite effect you have done for us at this point?"
Yeah, I think one of the favorite episodes, going back to I can't remember the season, but there was one where actually there's two favorites. The first one was for some reason they couldn't make the prosthetic hand in time, and it came down to where Rob and Jeff called me and basically said, hey, can you do a full 3D hand? We just don't have time to build it. And we said, yeah. So we went and scanned the actor's hand, we built it in 3D, and Sada actually held it up like this, and it was all 3D. And from there, they saw that we could do all these kind of prosthetics and fake stuff all in 3D and do it in post. And from there, they came back and said, hey, if we built a guy with no nose, can you completely remove that in about half the show? And we said, yeah, sure, that would be great. So we did that for a bunch. We had full fake makeup on him, and then we just rebuilt this entire section about him for, I think, about 75 shots. And the other one that I don't think people know about is an episode, or in season 12, season 11 last year, we completely rebuilt Jim's face in the first 6 episodes after he was electrocuted.
That's right.
So
to make him look kind of gaunt and ill.
So we rebuilt this entire section of him in every shot he was in for the first 6 episodes. The only reason we stopped is we just ran out of time. We couldn't hit the post-production dates, and it just got too close to air dates. But
isn't that always the enemy of effects?
Yes, it is.
Time.
But it was fun. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, a lot of weekends.
So that's kind of what we were talking about a little bit earlier, is that much of what you do for us is not necessarily explosive and ginormous like ferry boat crash, things like that. It's things like chopped off arms, chopped off limbs. Did you do? You didn't do the Lionitis kit though. No, that was a plus.
No, that was the rug.
But I do remember you did the thing with the person missing the nose and obviously Arizona's leg.
Yeah, that
is
was
one
a
of
lot
or the lack of.
Yeah.
Basically, is you guys.
That was a good one.
But then you also got to do kind of the fantasy thing of Arizona's leg when it shattered as though it was glass.
Yeah.
Which was another interesting thing. And was that, how much input did you have in that? You just told it's glass, make it shatter, or did you have creative?
Yeah, it was originally just glass, make it shatter, and then the first couple versions we sent over, they really liked it, so it just kept growing in post. The original idea was, it shatters and it kind of goes away and that's it. But then as it shattered, they're like, well, this looks good. Can it stay on the ground? Can we keep going with this? And, it kind of just ran from there. But the whole idea was that it's glass and it kind of just breaks up in her dream and falls apart and goes away. So it was fun.
And what was neat about that too, again, it is something that wouldn't necessarily exist in real life, but we all know how glass behaves as it breaks, and so it looked as though it was real, and that was I love that sort of stuff.
That was a lot of fun.
That was great.
Working with Jessica is always a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this then, with regards to it. Are there some sort of must-have skills or special skills you need to have in your guys' industry? Obviously, everyone always talks about being very detail-oriented, being able to think on their feet, but what else do you guys need to have?
I think a lot of it is being able to be creative, being able to relay what production wants, what post wants, and on our side, really having talented artists. I mean, at Stargate, we got a ton of great people there that can take on any challenge that we get here. Because week in and week out, there's always either a new medical problem, there's new set extension, or there's some kind of new effect that, in the end, it's still a TV show. They don't want to leave the lot, so much has to be done here. So do we put a green screen up, and do we set out, are we in Seattle, or are we chopping off a nose or a leg? It always comes up. So I think, that's really the challenge, is just staying on your feet, being creative, and having really great people that I work with that really make all the stuff look great.
And I think doing things on a very quick turnaround with very little prep.
Yeah.
Again, as it comes back to time, it's always time.
Yeah, because we have about 2 weeks to get it all done, which is actually 5 days once the turnover happens to get it through to the first round, and that goes to post, and all the producers, they look at it, they give our notes, and then another 5 days to turn around all the notes. And a lot of the times, after that, we will do our final drop on Monday, and it'll air that Thursday. So there's a lot of times that it's real quick turnarounds to get 60, 70 shots.
So to speak.
Last episode of last season was a Dream House, and we had to shoot the very last day, which was a Tuesday. They cut it all together on a Wednesday, turned it over Thursday, and we had to have it done by Monday, and it was 86 shots in 4 or 5 days, and it went on the air on that Thursday. So that was a big one. And then prior to that, the tunnel collapse was a whole other one, which we had probably only about 8 straight working days to get a whole 3D tunnel collapse done and out the door. So turnaround is quick on this TV. It's not feature world.
So what was the most shots in one episode that you did for us? Do you know?
Ferry boat.
That would be
ferry boat over 2 episodes, like 435 shots, and that was done in 3 weeks. And that was a quick turnaround. I remember coming over here for lunch the first time and sitting, I think, with you and Rob and watching the show and still looking at it going, well, still got another 217 to go for next week.
But it's
so
looking good.
We're almost there.